Good morning, traders. Today is January 31st, 2025. I can't believe I'm saying that because it felt like the year just started yesterday. But we're already at the end of the first month, and today's Friday, so we're definitely going to be mindful of that. Friday, last day of the month. So we will be very, very careful here when we trade, as we always try to be anyway, because trading is something that you have to be careful. You got to definitely proceed with caution. So, again, this is Smart Money Traders. My name is Joseph, and today we're going to be looking at the market together. Yeah, I mean, this is for educational purposes only. This is not something we're not telling you to buy or sell at a particular place or location in the market. It's just me doing my trading live, sharing it with the student community. So with that said, we're gonna be looking at ES today. On the 30-minute, that's what I look. This is what I say. Hey, because I'm a day trader, so I don't look at the longer time frames. I'm aware of them, but I don't actually, I'm trying to get in and out of the market basically within minutes. So, I'm not scalping per se where I'm looking for 2 or 3 ticks, but I'm looking to get the moves that, that can be explosive. Sometimes I will trail my stop to capture as much as possible of the market. So, as we can see here, we're in a downtrend per se in the 30-minute, but we opened, let me make it a little more, squeeze a little more. So on Sunday, we gapped down because of deep seek. We went all the way down. We found support in the 59.70 area. And since then, we've been rising. And last night, we had a pretty, bullish market. Now we're moving down. So I think today is one of those days we gotta be careful. I don't think we're gonna go all the way down to Friday to the week low, but we can see maybe some selling today. People, catching, they catching the breath here because some people were long probably in the weekend and then this happened. So right now they're probably more than happy to get out at break even, which is when you look at this area here. This is the area the market closed on last Friday. So they got to it. So once they got to it like this, you can tell a lot of people are going to be trying to sell here. Good morning, Terry. Good morning. Thanks for being here. So we can see here, this area here, this is the area that, again, the market closed last Friday. So I think today, as you can see, when they get to it, they're starting to sell here. And I believe that today could be one of those days that we have a little bit of selling. Now, if I'm looking at, just look at today here, make it a little bigger. We'll look at the market structure first. That's the first step. Market structure on the 30 minutes is down, so we're probably going to look for shorts today, but we're going to be open for both sides. And also with the tariffs talk happening, so we can definitely see some selling here. So that is something that we got to keep in mind. Yesterday around 1 p.m. Eastern, we saw a big flush down, and I don't think those talks are done. I think we're gonna see some we might see some tariffs. So now, if you look at this trend line, this steep trend line here, that's got broken already. So what I'm looking for here this morning is probably a pullback. Now we can see a pullback toward this zone and maybe going down. I think that's probably the scenario I'm looking for. It's 9:24. We got about 6 minutes to the market until the market opens. So definitely, we're looking for a pullback here in that zone, 25 to 30, and let's see how it goes. Also, we may just go higher. People may feel better about the situation. So if we go higher, if we break this and we come down here, so we might be looking for a long, going to 61.50. Above 630 here, we we might be looking for a long. So that's the bottom line here. We're looking for the two scenarios, the two likely scenarios here. Above the pre-market high. Again, we have to be careful. Yesterday they did. I kind of, if you were watching the stream yesterday, I said, like when they got here, which was the pre-market high was over here. I think it was like right here. Pre-market high was 6101. I said when they get here, watch out. They might go for manipulation, get people long and short it and go down. And that's exactly what happened. And they may do that again today. Get some people long above 6131, 6132, and then short it. They play this kind of games. You gotta just be careful. Bottom right is my entry chart that I use. I use the Unirenko bar to enter my trades. In the middle here at the bottom, we have the time and sales, which I filter. And if you right click on your time and sales, I filter it to 5 contracts. So anything less than 5 contracts, I'm not going to see because that's a low noise. Here I can see, okay, are the buyers are being really aggressive or the sellers, and I have my market analyzer mainly so I can see, if I'm live, because a lot of times what happens is I can be trading. I have multiple screens. So if I'm just looking at this screen here, I'm not looking at my control center on another screen. I may not even have current data or even connected. Yesterday I tried to short the market and I wasn't connected until I realized, I wasn't even connected because I got several connections as well. So to that particular connection, I wasn't connected. So ES 1 minute. Again, this is more like to see. I like to see the structure on the shorter time frame. I have the zigzag. This is just a zigzag indicator, nothing special. And in the middle here, you see the number at 9:30. The tick from the NYNC is gonna be showing up here to say, hey, if this market is getting more people are trying to buy it or selling it, more stocks are going higher or lower. So then the top right, it's a tick chart. Because tick chart, I use it because for a couple of reasons. You can see the market. It gives you entries a little faster than the minute chart. So if I'm looking at this, I can look at okay, we having also I can gauge the speed of the market with the tick chart too. That's why I have this indicator down here that tells me, hey, this is the size this is how many transactions are going through per minute, which gives me an idea, okay, this is how this market is moving. Like right now it's 610, which is the nearest Fib number actually. But I think the other number is but anyway, about 610. Let's go into this is my ATR to see over the last 4 bars, like what's the range. So we see about 4.5 points here. And also that will tell me, hey, should I just even stay in this market or stay away? No, anything above 5 is pretty volatile. But, these days we are trading a volatile market, so that's a reality of it. And I have, this is a scalping system that I have that, break some ranges and you can go short and long. Again, the system is always good to have, but ultimately you, the trader, the 6 inches between your ears is what's gonna make the difference. Because you can have the best system in the world, but you got to be able to execute it. If you can execute it with confidence, it's not gonna work out, So, and also here in this middle chart on the top, we got the order flow. I use that for confirmation. If I want to go long and I see, hey, like right now, buyers seems to be more aggressive. Got a bullish ratio. We got some. So market just opened 9:30. So let's see how it goes. Usually for the first 5 minutes, I don't take any position. So we're just going to be observing here on what's happening. But right now we're having a push higher. So there was a call coming in. I gotta actually put my phone on silent here. So yeah, it looks like it's a push higher, but it's very early. Like I said, we're trying to see if we can sell this market. 9:35 typically. It's only 9:31. I want to let the market go for about 5 minutes. Come my tick chart. My tick is not working. Let's reload this. Yeah. So let's look at what's going to happen. We're going to wait. Again, remember we did say if they get back to this area, and the bulls are definitely in control at the moment in this market. This is what the market opened here. And they're trying to pushing it higher. Let's wait and see. Meantime, so the overnight high is at 6130. 6130 here. That's a critical number. If they take that out, they may go higher. But right now, they're chopping around the POC. Also, I do keep in mind the volume profile. All right. Right now, we're going lower too. Because I need to see my, okay. All right. Looks like sellers wants to, again, right now we're chopping. We're going around. As you can see here, on this bottom right chart, we have an indicator that after a few bars, if the market doesn't move, stay in that range, we get that red bottom line and the blue top. So saying, hey, we are ranging at the moment, and there's really not much to do. Now, the 1 minute chart is telling you, hey, we're going lower here. What's going on with my tick? I reloaded it, but it's not working. If we don't make it no low below 17 and a quarter, we might be going higher here. And also we close to the VWAP, the overnight VWAP, which is can be an important level. The move higher here is definitely possible. But definitely the short is okay. See, we hit that zone. So we hit that zone. Because we're wide above VWAP and this we got a pivot right here. I'm not too quick to go short here, but with, we hit the zone that we talked about pre-market. Let me see, there's a chat here. It was at 9:45. Okay, thanks, Terry. See, this is why I have this phone because I wasn't. Let me look and see what we got here as far as news today. Thank you for the heads up. Pass. Chicago PMI. Yeah, Chicago PMI is not like the best. I mean, it's not according to Forex Factor anyway, it's not like a red item where it's going to move the market a lot. But I think core CPI, let me see, that came in line. The employment cost came in line. So let's see. But right now, like 45, we're going to definitely remember that. It's only 8 minutes away. So we may wait for the news to see how the market's gonna react to it. Because this market is very, very sensitive nowadays. Where somebody say one word and everything goes down or up in a hurry. That's let's see. So it hit that VWAP and bouncing higher here. Something to keep in mind. Yeah, the buyers are stepping in here, so let's keep that in mind as I'm pushing it higher. Lots of green here. Just looking at this again, between the value area high and the value area low, that's a tight for ES. Lately, that's a tight 10-point range. So until we break one of those, we may not see anything else. So if we break the high, we'll be right at the overnight high. So which is definitely something we don't want to be trading right into. Okay, right now sellers are getting aggressive, so they may get one over too. So we definitely hit that VWAP and the bounce. So let's see how it goes in the next few minutes. I gotta find a way to put my OBS so I can see the comments. And let's see, where do I put this? Oh, that's probably what I need to do. I need to make it always on top. That way when I click something, it doesn't disappear on me. I would like to keep an eye if somebody has a question or say something in the chat. Yeah, I think, I'm still favoring the sell here, even though we're moving a little higher. I don't see any. We'll see. I'm going to hit this little pivot right here. What happens? At 26.75. Let's see if it's going higher here. But to me, so about a minute, we have about 1597 transactions that happen. So our chart really should be about 1597. Actually, I do have already preset. Oh, there you go. My My ticker is working. So definitely right now we're going higher. So we don't want to be shorting it because we're like, okay, that's what we said pre-market we're gonna do. We just gotta wait and see how it's gonna react here. If you come back out below 23, below 24, then we have a case. But again, thank you, Terry, for pointing this out. At about 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes, we have our news. Let me take a sip of water and clear my throat here. All right, so with that said, we're in a waiting mode right now. Over the next 5-10 minutes, we're gonna see what the market does. Yeah, and also in the retail of this market is kind of expensive. So the point of control is where the market the most contracts have been traded. So it's usually an area of interest. It could serve as support or resistance. We're right about the open. The open today was this market is behaving kind of bullish at the moment, but just gotta wait and see what. So it's 9:45. Let's see if anything happened here as far as. Let me refresh this here. It says pending. Number is not in Forex Factory yet. Okay, that's at the lower number. So could they use that to push the market down? Definitely. And also structure-wise, this market is below, and it's like over. It's not a big resistance area, so I can see a sell here. I can see definitely a sell here. We're gonna place a sell here to go short. We're gonna move our stop a little tighter than usual though. 26.20. I think my original stop was at 28. I'm gonna keep my original stop here because we may experience a little bit of volatility here. But once I get into the shot, it starts to range, which is not the best. So we got 3. Let's see what I'm gonna be doing here is I think I may have the wrong ATM, and looks like this short is not looking too good. All right, we get stop out here, we get stop out, but at the moment, dictate what we do at the moment. If it's gonna be lost, it's gonna be lost. We get to play a different another trade. Thing is, we're hitting this resistance. So looks like sellers want to step in here. There you go. I think giving the market some room to breathe there may have helped, but we're not out of the woods yet. So where my 2 targets are, I think they have probably targets to come back here and then test that. So because we moved down like this, then now I think I feel better. So there you go. So sellers are coming in here. Looks like I feel better than reducing my risk here. Let's see, I got 2. I can give you 2 points here. Or maybe not. Let's see. 25 and yeah. So we're going to move our stop down here. Not a break even yet, but we'll move our stop down, reducing the risk. So we're trading 3 contracts, 2 targets, and 1 runner. So yeah, that could be done. They're going for a stop up there, but again, we're just trying to follow a plan. That's the most important thing in trading. The wins and losses, they're gonna be, they're gonna even sometimes they're gonna be come in bunches. The wins and the same thing with the losses. So we don't know exactly what the distribution is gonna be, but all we can do is just trade our plan and make sure that we follow it. So at the moment here, looks like got some buying. We may got taken out here, but it'll be a minimum. It'll be a minimum loss. Okay. As you can see, it's only 2 points instead of 5 points. So that alone in itself is a win for me in my book. Now we're just gonna regroup and recess here. Looks like the buyers wants to go higher. So, but I'd like it to clear this area, 6130 area. They just did that and get us out so they can move the market lower. So we don't know. At the moment, we don't know. We're having this zone right here, the 1 minute. So this is where we at. Kind of chopping around here for the last, since the market opened, really. That's where we at in that low zone right now. Just waiting for this zone to break. Again, this is important here. Even though this was a loss, it was like a 40% of the regular loss would have gotten. So it definitely wasn't a full loss, so which is very good. Right now we're in a very uncertain area, so this market keep ranging here. Since we open, we have about 9 point range going, so it's really very hesitation here. Okay, it looks like we're breaking higher at the moment, but we're still not at the 6130, which is the high. If I put the line, do I have a line? F6. Oh yeah, yeah. That white line is the high of the pre-market. So let's see how it goes. Please excuse me. I'm gonna step away from my desk for a second. It's 9:55. I don't like to within 5 minutes of the top of the hour. I don't like to trade much. So yeah, definitely the buyers are taking over right now. Good thing we got out of the way. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sure, I've been back, but I wasn't speaking. Yeah, this is the breakout we thought could happen here. You know, if they break this top, we're gonna wait for a pullback, maybe come back toward at least the 30 level. You know, at least there. Obviously 25 I'll be my preference coming right in the middle of this range. So let's get rid of this. So yeah, right now market is saying we want to go higher. So if they say they want to go higher, we want to go higher with them. You know. Yeah, come back to 30. That'd be nice. You know, we definitely need a pullback here to engage. Down here, I wanted, kind of started to say, hey, maybe we should go long here. But it was too close to the pivot. He broke the pivot pretty cleanly here. So let's see if we can get a pullback toward 30, between 30 and 25. I think at the next U-turn here, we probably, if we pull back and we get a good bullish bar, we'll go ahead and go long. But right now it's definitely, yeah, would like to see a pullback. We are waiting for a pullback here so we can get engaged, because here we'd be chasing it. Definitely it's already at 35, and we can even go all the way back down to 25 based on my estimation here. So at least to 30, if we get back to the overnight high, that would be some place to. Yeah, we're seeing a range now, so it's ranging up there. It looks like we're getting the pullback that we were looking for. This is yeah, I'd like to see a little more down movement here before we get engaged. And ideally toward the value area high at 28 3/4, or we're looking probably at 25, even further down 30, at least 30. We wanted to see at least 30, but we may not get that. When I'm looking at the order flow here, definitely got some selling happening here. We got some absorption going on, but also the people that are trying to sell here, they may get one over. So we want to go higher here. It's ranging here, as we can see. Yeah, all right. This is exactly what we would like to see. It's a pullback. Can we get that pullback to the downside here and then go higher? Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what we were looking for. Looking for a pullback, probably. Again, value area high is at 29, so 28/4. So if we can get back down there, even at 25 would be a good place to go long. Okay. Now we said at least 30. You get to 30, 50. Now he's trying to go higher. Looks like they want to go higher here. Will we get that double pullback that we usually talk about here? Which is that first pullback, try to go higher and then move lower to go higher. Guess we may not get that. Actually, there's a nice bullish ratio here. Well, we're going back to that. I think they're going to break that. Fortunately, we didn't get engaged here because I was hoping we'd get a deeper pullback, but we didn't. Actually, we got a pullback right on top of this. So honestly, really engaging here. We kind of missed out on that. Let's see what happened next. Below 34, you may go back and test the swing. I know at the moment this would be kind of trend, but there you go. Looking like we want to move on this break. I wanted to wait for a pullback at 60.30. I think the low on this candle was 60 3/4, so it was close to where I think it could be coming back. I wasn't too eager to go long here, but let's see. The bull seems to be in control at the moment. So we're getting some selling here. So this is a big sell right there. So they may still want to bring it back lower and then to bring it higher. So, or turn it around completely, because we saw what happened yesterday. They went above this. They went above. I'm looking at. Yeah, definitely some sellings happening here. I got a chat. Got stock troubleshooting with Steve. I had some pre-market but hip right now. Okay, yeah, hip is not a. It's never a bad position to be in hip, because, as the saying goes, you would rather wish you were in a trade than wish that you were not in the trade. Again, we did see this selling coming. Is it just a temporary selling, or is it really the real deal? Like right now, the sellers are being very aggressive. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a move down maybe to 30 again, between 25 and 30, and then move it higher. We're kind of still bullish on this market at the moment. But right now, that's why here, if I got in here, I'd probably get my first two targets in. But like right now, we're seeing some buying again. Let's see how it goes. We're above that overnight high at 61.30. We're above that. So we're above also the previous day high. The previous day high was 61.16 and a quarter. So we're above that. That's pointing to higher prices. Once again, we're kind of ranging at the moment. Definitely, my bet would be this market's gonna grind higher. But going long here is definitely problematic, because we had a high, and I like it to pull back, but it didn't pull back the way I thought. The way I was looking for it to do so. All right, I think both here we can see like a stalemate happening up here. Buyers pushing it up. Sellers pushing it down. Buyers pushing it up, sellers selling it here. So it's like a stalemate at the moment. I need to move this out the way so I can fix this chart here. I was muted. I was saying 37.50 is the high for the session. So if we break it, we may see some higher prices here. But at the same time, there's not much going on here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a move down from this, and that move down may happen all the way to 25, 26. And being a Friday, weird things happen. Definitely at a resistance. Honestly, if we were to go short at 34 and a quarter, stop would be at 2.5 points. That's a possibility here, but it's kind of ranging here. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna be like Jimmy. I'm gonna be hip, hand in pockets. We definitely can see a push down here. This is some 5 points happening right here. Look at the 1200. Could be. Yeah, I like this short here. I don't know if we're gonna get filled, but I do like this short. I'm gonna be a little more aggressive moving my stop this time around. Yeah, like right here. I might break even here. All right, we got Phil. Yeah, I'm gonna be real aggressive moving my stop here. Take to get me out. Let's keep it at. There you go. We already had one trade earlier. We went short. Okay, we got stopped. We got taken out here. Anyway, so one winner, one loser at the moment. Yeah, that was a quick scalp to the downside here. Once again, I think sellers are showing their head here. So I think the buyers are stepping in here again. Be very careful hitting that high again. So they can't. It's 1, 2. The third time might be the charm, but let's wait and see. So a little buying here. There's some pretty big imbalance on the buyer side here. The sellers are stepping in again. So they hit that high. Selling is happening again here. I try short here again. Bearish ratio. There you go. Be quick to stop here. Again, we know this is kind of trend here, but look at my other flow here. We have reasons to believe that we'll see it push down, but we may get run over too. That's part of this thing called trading. If we make a no negative bar here, I'll drop my stop lower here. I think I may still do that. Another positive bar tells me, hey, We don't have this market. The shorts are not here. All right, we drop this down here so I can see. Looks like we're going lower here a little bit. Let's see. We can sustain that. We're gonna call the day early today. It's 10:30. Right at the initial balance high. We got stopped out here. I think we can get stopped out here just to go lower because we at the 10:30. We usually see a fade at this time anyway. So higher. Look at my BPS. Doesn't look like the data is rolling here. Definitely, this was a counter trend trade, so it is what it is. For some reason, my gonna let this. So looking at the order book here, 45 definitely could be resistance. Also at 36.75 could be support. So look, this market is poised to go higher here. 42.75, 39.50. Yeah, market's moving higher. Definitely don't want to be chasing this. If it comes back to 38.50 could be a place to go. We can come back to that. So this was resistance. If they come back to it, it may serve as support. Okay, this market is ranging at the moment, so we're gonna yeah. So I mean, at the moment we gotta favor it along. I mean, nothing's happening right now. We're just ranging. A range like this, probably they might push it higher, but I would like to see a little pullback before they do that. But if they push it higher here, we might try to get engaged here to the long side. It's a lot of sellers up there though. Look at this, 2,000 contracts compared to 121. That's a very big imbalance up there. I'm not saying I want to go short, but that's a big imbalance. Let's see, maybe try one more short here, because if they can move this to below here, and we see all this selling happening here, we're going to put our hand in the cookie jar again. Let's see. This time if we get a different result here. Okay, it's probably going to give it 2 points, 2.25 maybe. We give it 3 points here. Yeah, just keep that because that's how we reduce risk anywhere we at. So we don't want to do we get wicked out here. If you make a new high and more power to you, go ahead. But until then, at the moment, we should consider definitely only give it 6 ticks. Okay. I think this was resistance, so definitely could surpass support, but if we break that, I think we may go lower. And look at the NQ on a different chart here. NQ is moving lower too, so it's an encouraging sign. But again, we may get a trip here. All right, I think we should be moving to break even at the moment. Ready to do so for about a couple points here. We're moving to break even at the moment here because worst case, it'll be a break even trade. But like right now, both targets got filled. I think I changed my ATM for it to trail automatically, but let's find out if it works. If not, I'll be doing the trailing manually. Now the reason that I went counter trend here again, we had a heavy imbalance up here. All kind of stuff happening. We got stopping volume. We got delta divergence, and again, I don't want to get ticked out by one tick here, but let's see. Can we turn down to the downside here and go short for good, or not? Or this was just a little retracement. Either way, we took advantage of that. It looks like this was a little retracement to go higher. But again, we did capture a few ticks here. Could it be just a complete reversal? It's Friday, 10:46. Hey, anything can happen here. It looks like you're gonna get stopped out here. It's okay. 2-2 so far for the day. We got one more trade we can take for this session, and if we get a negative bar here, I think I still want to sell it, but it's like this support is holding. Lots of green happening right now, so that is trying to get to seize back control here. We're right back at the top here. Again, we're building a pretty big imbalance here. 737 compared to 148, about almost 5 times. Keep an eye on that. So if you guys if anyone take any trades, let me know how things are going for you out there. Jimmy, you are still hip. I'm not sure if you still but again, this is a nice imbalance here. Tempted to go short here. Yeah, that's 1600. That's why I thought it was say 4600. That's 1600. It's a pretty big imbalance here. 10-1. We got a 5-1 to the buyers here, so we can see a push either way here. Since we are a high, and also we're gonna go short here again. If we get that negative bar. Oh, that imbalance kind of disappear here though. All right, let's see if we can get Another scalp. Here's the downside. We're gonna put a stop higher here. I mean lower. Instead of the regular 5 points, we'll do 3 points. So again, if it goes down here, that's we'll at least get a first target, and we'll be at break even. I think this is probably gonna be our last trade for this session here. We'll draw. I give it maybe one more, because we can see the manipulation happening here. But at the same time, we may get one over. If we get one over, we have a stop in place to protect us. I think the sellers are still interested in that move down, but it's not looking too good at the moment. They get taken out here. This is what to stop us out. Be 2 and 3 day. I don't know if we're gonna survive this, but if we survive this, that'd be interesting because obviously the tight stuff here right above. Wow, they got a big seller at 45. So I'm gonna give it 2 more ticks. Honestly, see if we can. If that's gonna save us here. See if the sellers can push this down here. Yeah, we got a hard stop at 45. So if it gets hit, 45 and a quarter. If it gets hit, it gets hit. It was the best place to move it to. About to hit the high of the day, which is 44.50. All right, I think today was one of those days that coming into the market out of bearish view of it, wanted to short it, and still got 2 winners out of it, but we got 3 losers at the same time. With that said, we're gonna call it the day and call it the week. It's 11 o'clock on a Friday. People go to lunch early on Fridays, so most we do that. So we're gonna do the same here. Just get out the way and wait for better opportunities next week, and we'll go from there. 47 is another place that there's some big sellers there, and 48. So the next one would be 61.50, which is again 50 is a very very big number here. Yeah, today I feel like we traded with a contrarian mindset. Typically we don't do that, but today for whatever reason, something I'm gonna have to journal about and think about it a little deeper here. Let me go back here. Since we went from here, wanted to go lower, and then really along here would have been in hindsight. That's why we can't trade the market in hindsight. But along around here would be, you still be in this trade if I don't know if we're gonna be held on to all this pullbacks, but that's how the cookie crumbled today. So we're gonna pack up our toys and go home. So with that said, good luck and take care. God bless. Bye bye. Have a good weekend.